Were you thinking of maybe getting yourself a nice GFX like this? Or maybe even start making them yourself? Well, in this tutorial, I will show you the basics on how to make a simple GFX. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I will show you how to make your own simple GFX in a few steps that are easy to follow. This tutorial is for beginners and all necessary stuff will be linked in the description. Now, without further ado, let's start. Once you open Roblox Studio, you will see this menu. Go to the top left and click on New Experience. A game will automatically open. First, I will delete the spawn location. You don't have to remove it, but I do remove it because I can see better then. Now, go to the top left of your screen and press on Plugins. We're going to use the Load Character plugin first. Again, everything is linked in the description. This menu should appear. Just change the username to yours or whichever you're using. Before you spawn your character, make sure you have an X on spawn at origin. I will spawn R15 since we're not doing any blender rigs. Your avatar will most likely spawn like this. Just drag it above the ground like I did. If your character has any 3D clothing, remove it because it won't work without removing it. Now we're going to use the animation editor plugin. Click on it and a menu like this should pop. Hover over your character and a blue square like this should pop up. Click on it and click on select. Now you will be in the animation menu. You can either click on the character's body parts or move them in the menu above. Now for posing your character, you can just watch me pose my character or you can skip to this timestamp shown on the screen. Now, before you click on anything else, go back to the top of your screen and go to Home. From there, go to the right side of the screen and find your character's username. Click on it and go back to the top of the screen, press on Anchor. This will make sure that the animation stays in its place and doesn't reset your pose. After you're done with that, go back into the plugins and click again on Animation Editor to lock it in. If anything like this pops up, just click on OK. Don't worry, the pose will stay in place unless you didn't anchor it. Now, go to the right of the screen and right-click on your character. These options will pop up. Scroll a bit down with your cursor and click on Save/Export. This will show 3 options. Just click on Export Selection. Your File Explorer will pop up. You can just save it anywhere you want. I have a special folder for this, but you don't have to have one. You can now just leave. Don't save the changes. We can now move on to the second part. Now, we're in Blender Lightroom. Again, everything necessary is linked in the description. Now, to upload your character to our Lightroom, you have to go to the top left of the screen, click on File, and click on Import. Now, a lot of options will pop up. We're going to choose the Wavefront OBJ one. Your File Explorer will open up. Just look for your character's files. After you find it, pick the OBJ version. Before you import it, make sure to click on the Split by Group, so you can adjust any specific parts such as hair. Now you can import it. If you want to see the colorful version, go to the top right of your screen. You will see these 4 different buttons with circles in them. Pick the third one like I did. It will maybe freeze your Lightroom for 5 seconds, but that's okay. Now that we can see the colors perfectly, we're going to add gloss. Of course, if you don't want to add gloss, you don't have to do this. You can either watch me or just skip to this timestamp shown on the screen. I usually do this by picking different parts of the character on the right side of the screen. To add gloss, I turn the roughness all the way down, and I turn the metallic to anywhere between 100 and 300, but it depends. I will now do this to every single part of the character. By the way, you can toggle your camera view with this. With this button, you can move with the camera like this. And here, you can move your camera freely. You can also move around with the camera by zooming in or out. Anyways, back to adding gloss to my character. Now, for the body parts, I usually click on the first one with my character's name. I hold shift and scroll down and click on the last one with my character's name. Now, every body part will be selected and you can adjust gloss for all of them. Now, we're done with the gloss. Next, you're going to adjust your lighting. Scroll back up and click on lights. Now, a little menu will pop up with all different light positions. I turn all of the lights to white, but if you want to make it colorful, you can. This is just what I prefer to do. For the last part of adjusting, we're going to adjust our camera. Go up to the left side of your screen. Click on View and click on Navigation. Then scroll all the way down and click on Log Navigation. Now you can freely move around with WASD. Position your camera however you want. To go out of this camera view, just click on the screen. Now, we need to render our image. Go to the top left side of the screen and click on Render. Then click on Render Image. You will have to wait a little bit for it to fully render. After it is done rendering, click on Image and now Save As. You can save it wherever you want to. When you're exiting the app, don't save the changes. Now, for this part, search up photopea.com or just click the link in the description. Click on Open from Computer and select your render. We're going to add some details to our GFX in Photopea. Go to the right side of your screen and right-click on your first layer. After these options pop out, click on Blending Options. You can move this window wherever you want to, so you can see your render better. Now, I start with Stroke, so click that. I will usually change the size to 9, 10, or 11. Then, I do another layer by clicking the plus button. The new layer will always be the first one. Now, for this layer, I usually do around 5, 6, or 7 in size. I also change the color to white. Sometimes I go back to the original layer and change the color to match the vibe of the outfit. In this case, I am going with a dark blue. Then click on Inner Glow. Change the blend mode to lighten. You can change the color to any color you want to, or to a color that matches your outfit's vibe. At first, I made the size around 20, same with spread, but I usually adjust it more later. I also made the range 100% and the opacity to around 70. Here you can see I adjusted the size and opacity. Next step I click on a color overlay. I change the blend mode to lighten again. Pick your color again. I set the opacity very low. Now for the last step, we're going to click on Outer Glow. Now you're going to change the blend mode to multiply. Now you can change your color again. I recommend using really dark colors, but depends on what you want to do. Again, I usually change everything lighter, but starting I set size to 20 and same for spread. I usually put the range low, but depends on what vibe I'm going for. I also play around with the opacity. When you're done with all of this, just press OK. Now we're out of that menu. We're going to download this render. Go to the top left side of your screen and click on File. Many options will pop up, just click on the Export As and save it. We can go to the last part of this tutorial. For the last step, we're going to go to canva.com, or you can click the link in the description again. There should be a button on the right called Upload. Click now on Upload Files and choose your render that you downloaded from Photopea. It should be in Downloads. After you find it, click on Use in the new design. and click on custom size. It should be 1000 by 1000 format already, but if it's not, you can just adjust it. Then click on create new design. First, I name this GFX. You don't have to, of course. Then I scale the render a tilt a little bit. Again, you don't have to do this. Now, for this step, I really recommend you do this. Go to edit and then to adjust. Now you can play around with the settings, because my settings could not look good with your render. But what I do really recommend is changing the sharpness and clarity. It gives you a higher quality in my opinion. You can also add a filter, but this is optional. Now, for the background, you can search a background on Pinterest or make yourself one. But if you're a beginner, I recommend using Pinterest then. To drag the background under your avatar, you just go to position and go to layers, and just drag the background under your render. Now, I scale it and do a few adjustments to it. This background was made by me as a pre-made background. If you want these pre-made backgrounds, join my Guilded server. The link is in the description. Now, you can just watch how I adjust my background. And now you're done with your GFX. This version must be made for beginners, so therefore it doesn't look like my usual GFX. This GFX was made for one of my fans. I appreciate the support so much, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!